Hey y'all, today we are going to be working with some cubes and some zooms and some little Canva magic to make this cool transition. So let's head over to Canva and I'll show you how to create it. So the first thing you're going to need to do is create your slides and then re-upload them into Canva, download them as PNGs. So I have these 4 that I've previously created. And what I want to do now is I want to go into my apps. Now, if you already know how to do the skew and reflection part, you can skip over this till and get to the good stuff later on down the road. But for those who do not know how, we're going to do that real quick. So I am going to go into my apps, and what you're going to do is find the skew image. Now for this, I like to have my horizontal on 0 and my vertical on 24. So I've got this highlighted. I'm going to add it to the design, and then I'm going to send it over here. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to highlight my next one, add it to the design, move it over here, go and get rid of this one. And I am going to go and do my next one. And how many ever slides you're going to do, that's all you're going to do. You're going to go in there. Once you have your parameters set in here, just keep them all the same. Whatever angle you want to do, keep them the same. And all you got to do is click on the photo and add it to the design. It's going to keep the original on there, so you just want to go ahead and delete that. Now that you have those all done, I am going to change the background to black. And what I'm going to do is line these up. Let's see. Let's do this one. Let's alternate these in between. One with the little white bottom and then the one without the little white bottom. And line them up however, space them however you want to. 16, 16. And then I'm going to try to look and see if my top line looks pretty straight. This one looks like it could come down, so I'm going to use my arrow key just a hair. Well, let's move that and say 16. Does that look good? Move this one down to match. And they look pretty well lined up now. So what I'm going to do is I am going to highlight them like you're grouping them, but don't group them. And then I'm going to shrink them up a little bit so I can go to the next app. So the next app I'm going to use is this one right here, the Easy Reflection. So I'm going to click on one, create a reflection. So what I want to do now is I want my offset to kind of come up, so I want it more faded right here. So I am going to turn my offset down, even though it's moving upwards. So if you ever hear me saying it's going up, well, I'm turning it down. That's why, because this part right here is moving up. And for these, because I'm using the black background, I like to keep the opacity a little bit darker, because if it's real light, then it'll start fading into the background where you can't see it. So once I have it where I like it, I'm going to add it to the design. I'm going to go and then I'm going to go line this up. So I'm going to take it to the bottom, shrink it, shrink it, shrink it. Try to see if the angle is good. Let's see, you could turn just a smidge. And then we're going to look at it and see where we're at. I think it can go in just a hair here. And I try to use that corner piece right there and the line to kind of, right here and right here, to kind of line those up. Sometimes it's a little difficult, but. And then I'm going to go, for this app, you need to click on this, hit go back, and then it'll create the next reflection. You want to keep these all the same, so it'll stay while you're creating the rest of them. So all you're going to do is click on the one that you want to work on, and that's what we're doing now. So I'm going to go here, we take this corner, try to shrink it up, and then pull it out a little bit and make sure that that angle is a good angle on that. Try to see that corner there, try to see that corner there. And once you like that one, you're going to go click that one, hit go back, create reflection, add to design, and we're going to just do this for the other 2 right now. So we're going to go try to hit that there. We're going to shrink it up. We're going to pull it out It needs a little more shrinking. So I'm going to turn this page down so I can get this corner here and try to hit that corner really well. Like so. And then I am going to grab the last one, hit the go back button, create reflection, add to design, and then we're going to spin. Try to line those angles up together. I'm going to cut this down so I can grab this outside corner here. I'm going to move it inward, bring it out. Let me see. It should be small enough now. Let's see if I can. So I bring it up and so I can see a little bit better. Bring that in just a smidge. Maybe bring it out. Maybe give it a little more of a twist. And if you need to use your arrow keys for this, it could become very helpful. And then, see, I think I need to bump that. Bump, 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 bump. If you hear me say bump, I'm using my arrow keys. And when you get them where you like them and you think they look good, what you're going to do now is I'm going to go in a position. I'm going to go in layers and I'm going to grab all of these right here that are my reflections. So I'm going to hit the shift key, grab the one. That'll grab all four right here. And I'm going to move those to the back. Now, because I'm going to use 2 sets of these for this tutorial. So what I'm going to do now real quick is I am going to group these together. I'm going to group them just because I'm going to use all of these instead of, I don't have a bunch of slides to use. So I'm just going to group these together so I can make me another set. Let's unhighlight that one real quick. Group. And then I'm going to duplicate each one of them and kind of move them in. Let's do like something like that. And let's go in a position and we can grab that one. Duplicate. Put this one kind of on top here. And grab this one. Duplicate. We can put this one down here. We're going to line them up in a minute. Let's see. Where's the last one? That's the first one. Duplicate there and maybe put that one here. Then we're going to try to, I'm going to take these and then I'm going to move these down and then I'm going to try to work on lining them up a little bit better. So that one doesn't look too bad. And I'll probably use my arrow keys for this. Just, let's see. Burp, burp. Should do the second one. Let's do this one. This one here. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. So now that they look somewhat good, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these, I'm going to group them together, and then I am going to make a copy, and then I'm just going to put them on top, like so, to make a big old thing across. And then I'm going to take those, I'm going to group those together, and kind of have them going across the page like this. That's the style that I like. So what I'm going to do now that I have these where I want these, I am going to go back into my uploads and I'm going to grab one of each slide. So I'm going to grab this one. And so here's one right here, or you can use this one right here or this one right here. It's up to you where you want to come out of. And I'm going to kind of spin that around. I'm going to leave that there for now. I'm going to get the one with the crystal. Move it, shush it down. I am going to move it over on top of one of my ones with the crystal, kind of angle it a little bit. I'm going to grab the third one. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to find one of these that I like. Maybe, oh, mercy. I'd have made it 80, I shrunk it all the way up, didn't I? All right, and I'm going to turn it sideways like so, and then I'm going to grab the last one, which is the resource page. This was mostly a template. I think I might have moved some stuff around in it. So if you kind of like this template for something, I don't know, it's somewhere in the design. I was looking for something kind of neon-y because I think it would look cool on the background. So now that I have all my photos here, we're going to go back into position. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to make sure the first one is highlighted, hit my shift key, hit the one in the bottom, and then I'm going to drag them all to the back. So now they're all behind my design. So now I'm ready to animate. So what I want to do now is I'm going to duplicate this page, I am going to go into position, and I'm going to grab the first one I want to do. So I'm going to grab the one at the bottom, and I'm going to work my way up. So I'm going to grab this one at the bottom. I'm going to put it to the front. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this and turn the transparency down, and I'm going to take these and turn the transparency down so you can't see them anymore. And I'm going to take this one and make it big and not make it crooked. And then the reason why you when you download it, you want it the same page size it is, so it'll fit when you expand it. That's why you create your slide first, keep it in the same size that it is. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go, I'm going to put my match and move, I'm going to turn it all the way up, and then we're going to look at that transition there. And it goes up like that. So once you have that like you like it, what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate the first page, bring it around the back. That way that one will go right back into there. And then what you're going to do is duplicate that again. You're going to go into position. You're going to grab your second one. You're going to move that to the top. You're going to pull it out like so. Fill up your page. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on this, hit my shift key, click on this, turn the transparency on all of those. So that should make all that invisible when it goes up like we did on that one, but we just did a trick where we can do it really quick like. So then I'm going to duplicate the page before. I'm going to bring that around. Oop. I'm going to bring it around. I'm going to duplicate it again. Duplicate the page. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my third one, bring it to the front. It doesn't matter which order you want to do it. If you want to go ahead and hit your shift key and this and highlight these and turn transparency down on those, and then go ahead, just grab this one, spin it around, bring it out like so, fill up your page. And then we're going to do, and you're just going to do that for all of them, and we'll do that last one real quick so y'all can see one more time. I'm going to duplicate the one before. I'm going to bring that around to the back. I am going to duplicate it again. And then what I'm going to do is bring this last one up. I'm going to go ahead and reduce the transparency on these. So shift. I'm holding my shift key down when I do that. I hit the first one and the bottom one. I'm going to go to transparency. I'm going to turn all of those down. So the only one out there is the one that I'm getting ready to make big. I'm going to turn that into the right position. And then I'm going to make that big. And fill up my page. Okay, so now that I have that done, I'm going to go back, duplicate the page, and bring that back down to the end. Now what I want to do to make sure my match and move is across all of them, I'm going to go apply between all pages. And then what you're going to do is set your timing. It's at 2.5. I'm going to take it down a little bit just so we can see what's going on. And 2.2, make sure everything keep hitting that button. All right, so I want to do 2.3. We'll do 2.3. If you're doing this in presentation mode, you're not really going to worry about timing so much because you're going to be manually clicking through it, so it doesn't matter. You'll stay on the slide as long as you want. But if you're doing video, what you might want to do is have these longer to keep your slide up longer. But we're going to look at it. So let's look at the animation. And that's going to come up. It's going to go back down. And then we're going to grab your next one coming out the corner. That's going to come down. The next one. And the next one. And that's how you do that one. So if you're on my Facebook, I gave 2 options for this design. So I'm going to do option number 2. If you're from Facebook, you know what I'm talking about. And if you saw the previous video, the video at the beginning, you saw there was another way I did this. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to duplicate this first page and I'm going to bring it over here. If you ever see me anything of a design and you see blank spaces in between, that's how I separate two different designs. I could have multiple designs within a design. So this is version 1 and this will be version 2. So what I want to do for version 2 is I'm going to take these and I need to ungroup all of these. Hold on, let me undo that real quick because I want to go in a position. I do not need these for this animation. So if you're doing this version, you don't need the little ones behind it. So what we're going to do is just get rid of them. So the only thing you have is your squares. So now what I'm going to do is I want to ungroup all this stuff. See, look at that hot mess right there. That's a lot of stuff, ain't it? But it's not going to be as bad as you think. So what I want to do now is I have here all my squares. They're all undone. So what I'm going to do for this animation is I'm going to duplicate the page. Say I want to use this square first. Let's do the company profile since this is like the first page. So I'm going to hit this one. I'm going to highlight that. And then what I want to do is go in a position. The easiest way to do this, hold on. Let's put layer, bring to front. So that's going to move that to the top. So what I'm going to do now is click below it, hit my shift key, go to the bottom, hold my shift key, click that. That's going to highlight. That should have highlighted all of them, which it just did not. Why is it missing half of them? Hold on, home slice. Real live troubleshooting here. All right. So the one I picked out that should be in the front, which was this one. Let's go. Layer. It should be in the front. Oh, well, it says it's in the front. So let's move that up top then. This away. Like so. And then I'm going to go here. Hit my shift key. Scroll down to the bottom. Hit my shift key. Hit that. It should highlight everything. And then I'm going to turn the transparency down. I don't want to take them all the way out. I just want to fade them out. And then what I want to do is I want to grab the one that I want to use. Now, you don't have to go like major on this. But what I did is kind of made it look like it's sitting on top of the boxes. Or you can put it up like sitting on top of the boxes here and do something like this. And it's just another way you can do it and have it kind of like sitting here and have your boxes behind it. And then same goes, you're going to duplicate the first page, bring it around, duplicate again, pick out whatever one you want to use. Say I'm going to do this one next. So I'll go in a position that's highlighted. Let's move that all the way up to the top. Maybe. Sometimes it's hard to get it to the top. But since it's really not layered on anything, there we go. And then I'm going to click this one, scroll down, hold my shift key. That'll highlight those. And then I can bring that transparency down. Maybe let's not go maybe as deep, just a little bit. And then once I have that, I'm going to go click out of that. And then I can go and get this one and drag this one forward like so. And then bring that maybe like here on top of that. So you can do something like that. That's just a different option you can use. You can do just to make it a little bit different. And then if you watch that, let's bring that back. So let's duplicate the page, bring it around the back side. And then we'll watch that animation. So, what's going on here? Do y'all see that in my Canva? Let's see if we can. Why is that? Look, it's over top. See y'all? What? And the Sam Tarnation's going on here. Okay. Hopefully it'll work. Let's see. Let's play. And see, it'll come out and there's fade and Now, see how that's doing that? Because there's multiples. So here's a tip. This is the reason this one does not work as well. If you have all these are different slides, you'll be fine. But since I have multiples of the same one, when match and move goes to move, it gets confused. It doesn't know, like it'll move. If you see how it's moving this one here, it's moving them all over the place. Some of the ones that are similar, it gets confused. It doesn't, even though you said you're moving this one, it just doesn't. So that's forewarned if you try to use this version of this, that you have to really intentionally use different slides. So if you're going to have like all these slides, they all should be different because otherwise match and move will get confused and start moving this one here and this one comes out. So it'll be multiple weird moves in there. And if you ever see that, that's what's going on. Match and move is getting confused about what's moving because you have similar things in there. So that's the little hiccup with this one. But if you have all different slides, then it won't be a problem. And that's how you do that. I'm glad you stopped by. Nenny wants to say hi to everybody. Sam wants to say hi. They're both dead asleep though. But I love you guys. I will see you on the next one. Bye, y'all.